The Nightbeat starts right now.
A teen shot while having a hamburger, and the demands to charge the officer who pulled the trigger met with an answer.
Look, our goal right now is to get him in custody, and that's been accomplished.
San Antonio's police chief now offering an update on the two particular charges brought against the fired officer and why the investigation isn't over yet.
And more than 4 months since the shooting at Robb Elementary, new plans for a new school in Uvalde, how they hope to move forward.
Plus, it's been described as a waiting game. KSAT investigates why a man accused of killing a teen has been able to delay his case for years. A mother's fight for justice coming up. But first.
He was stripped of his badge. A week later, he is facing charges. Former San Antonio police officer James Brennan began the booking process about 3 hours ago. His mugshot just released.
Brennan was seen shooting a teen at a local McDonald's parking lot earlier this month. The night team's John Paul Barajas has been following this story. And John Paul, there are two charges that Brennan is facing tonight.
Steve, Stephania, that's right. James Brennan faces 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant. Each of those counts are for the 2 people in the vehicle that night, a 17-year-old girl who was not injured and 17-year-old Eric Cantu, who is still in the hospital and on life support. This body cam video is what led to the firing and now arrest of James Brennan. It shows the now former San Antonio police officer approach a car and open the door without warning. The driver, 17-year-old Eric Cantu, put it in reverse and tried to drive away. Investigators say Brennan fired 10 shots. Cantu is now in the hospital fighting for his life. George Ramos, a friend of Cantu's, recalls seeing the video.
It broke my heart. I saw it while I was at school. He has big goals in his life. He's never had bad intentions of ever doing anything. He's always had big goals. He was our comedian of the group, and he still is. And we're just praying and hoping for the best.
The Cantu family has put out this statement about Eric that reads in part, he is still unconscious and is on life support. We'd like to correct any misrepresentation that Eric is in stable condition or he is going to be fine. That is not true. Every breath is a struggle. Just a few hours after protesters gathered to call for changes against Brennan, San Antonio Police Chief William McManus announced the once probationary officer was in custody.
This was a failure for one individual police officer. It had nothing to do with our policies. Our policies did not allow that. Our training does not teach that. So this was a fail for one particular police officer.
Chief McManus explains this is still an active and open investigation. He doesn't have a timeline on when it'll wrap up, and for that reason, the case has not been turned over to the DA to turn in to the grand jury. He adds the most important thing for him was to get Brennan off the streets, that they have accomplished that. At Public Safety Headquarters, John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. New tonight, they were arrested in South Texas. Their crimes they're accused of, though, go beyond state lines. Police in Kerrville stopped these 2 people just after midnight. Turns out they're suspected in several burglaries in nearby Hayes County, as well as in the state of Virginia. Take a look at what police found inside the car the suspects were in. They seized meth, $20,000 in cash, along with stolen checks and 2 loaded handguns. Investigators say one of the guns stolen out of Virginia, along with several savings bonds and bank account numbers from the same area. Tonight, 32-year-old Cecilia Ann Kiefer and 26-year-old Aubrey Dale Fryer II are in the Kerr County Jail. Fryer is from Spring Branch.
Right now, San Antonio police need your help bringing that teen home safely. So you're looking at 16-year-old Saad Wasef. He was last seen on Thursday on Gus Eckert Road near the medical center. He's 6 feet tall, weighs 190 pounds. Look at him again. If you know where he is, call the San Antonio Police Department's Missing Persons Unit. That number's on your screen. It's 210-207-7660.
Moving forward, but not forgetting. Plans for a new elementary school in Uvalde are moving forward tonight. A district committee met behind closed doors to discuss those plans with the retiring superintendent, Dr. Hal Harrell.
But some of those committee members also spoke during last night's school board meeting. The night team's Lee Waldman explains where things stand now.
Have to take into consideration the fact that the new school will be in operation anywhere from 75 to 100 years. So it is important that we get it right.
Work is being done to design and construct a new elementary school in Uvalde following the Robb Elementary massacre. At the last school board meeting on September 19th, Huckabee, an architecture firm, announced a timeline moving forward for the project. Monday night, we heard from some of the appointed Community Advisory Committee members.
They do not know our community. This is where the committee can give input to ensure that our new school represents the culture and values of Uvalde.
Those members visited 3 Austin area schools for insight. Committee member Brian Perez says they're behind schedule, but taking care in this process.
It's going to be like nothing else that our community has seen, but embracing the heritage that our community has.
The next step will come November 1st, when the committee will preview the board presentation of program and conceptual design. The committee is made up of 29 members. Some work for the district, some are parents, community members, and the Uvalde police chief. Ken Muller is on the list of members. We're told this presentation was made before his suspension and early retirement announcement last week. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
We've got another update out of Uvalde tonight as well. Uvalde City Council announced the city is involved in a lawsuit. City officials say they cannot comment on the specifics of that suit. And when it comes to the independent investigation into the Uvalde Police Department, well, the city says that investigation is ongoing with no expected end date.
A San Antonio City Councilwoman promising to improve the mental health of first responders. So last night, we told you about the recent suicides among San Antonio police officers. This year alone, 4 active officers and 1 retired officer have taken their own lives. And District 6 Councilwoman Melissa Cabello Haverda serves as the chair of the Public Safety Committee, and she promised to move on the issue in the coming weeks, saying the committee will, quote, focus on identifying, funding, and offering the most effective and appropriate mental health support, end quote.
A mother accused of murdering her own child back in court today. An interrogation video between Jessica Briones and a police investigator was played during the second day of that trial. That interrogation happened the same day Briones says she found her 4-year-old daughter unresponsive, and later that child was pronounced dead. Briones told investigators the last time she took her daughter to the doctor was when she was just 18 months old. That's despite injuries the child suffered in the past. Months before her daughter's death, Briones told detectives the young girl hit her head and was bleeding.
All over. Oh, wow, yeah. So much of it. I just put my hand, put pressure.
Briones says she didn't take her daughter to the doctor that day because it was too late and buses weren't available. She maintained she never physically hurt her daughter. Testimony is scheduled to continue tomorrow.
Now for a look at today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A man's death called into question. Police say they found the man during a welfare check this morning. Officers found the body inside a home on Hatton Street near Couples Road, which is on the southwest side. A preliminary report states that he died from, quote, possible suspicious circumstances, end quote. A judge starts the clock for Bexar County election officials, and they now have 7 days to get the number of polling locations up to 388. On September 6th, Elections Administrator Jacqueline Callanan pitched 259 polling locations. The motion for less polling sites passed. Texas Organizing Project filed a lawsuit saying the Texas Election Code requires the county to have 388 elections on Election Day, and a judge agreed. Those locations are going to need to be determined and posted online by October 18th, exactly 1 week from today. She was a leading actress in film, television, and theater. Angela Lansbury died today at the age of 96. Flowers were placed at her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and her career spanned more than 80 years. She's best known for Murder, She Wrote and as the motherly Mrs. Potts in the Disney animated film Beauty and the Beast. She's also won 5 Tony Awards. Lansbury was just 5 days shy of her 97th birthday. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
We actually have not one, but 2 cold fronts headed our way, and they're both going to impact our weather in different ways. We're going to talk about that in a bit when they arrive and what kind of changes they'll make. Also, Tropical Storm Carl now in the Gulf of Mexico, where that's headed in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Adam. A daughter killed, a mother's fight for justice delayed more than a dozen times in Bexar County.
we're waiting now 5 years for justice for Emily.
KSAT investigates, looks into the delays and why the man accused of killing the teen remains free to rack up other charges. 5 years they've been waiting. That story next on the Nightbeat. The life of a young teen wiped out by a distracted driver. More than 5 years after the death of Emily Zaltzman, the man accused of causing that death has still not gone to trial.
KSAT investigates found the court overseeing the case has a massive backlog that outpaces all other felony judges in Bexar County. Dylan Collier explores the repeated delays as a family waits for justice.
It was great. I actually got to be in her classroom teaching history for her. I got to eat lunch with her and a friend.
Karen Zaltzman started September 14th, 2017, substituting at her daughter Emily's middle school and ended it at University Hospital, where she learned from medical staff that her 13-year-old child, who herself dreamed of one day becoming a doctor, had died in a car crash.
Left side was waiting room, and the right side is consultation room. And they said, why don't you come over here? And it's just like, I don't want to go in that room. That's not the good room.
The car Emily was riding in struck from behind while at a standstill in traffic on Loop 1604. A Jeep Rubicon, driven by Paul Sochting, slammed into it going an estimated 60 miles per hour without braking. Investigators have evidence that Sochting, who is deaf and does not speak, was texting while driving.
Just 4.5 months earlier, first responders found Sochting in this Guadalupe County intersection in a rolled over SUV. He conveyed to investigators that he was checking his mirrors when he ran a red light, causing his vehicle to be T-boned.
It's very tough knowing that we're waiting now 5 years and for justice for Emily.
And while the loss of Emily has led Zaltzman to spearhead efforts to raise awareness about the dangers of distracted driving,
My daughter Emily was 13 years old and had just started her 8th grade year.
the man responsible for her child's death remains free to rack up additional criminal charges for drug possession and unlawful carry of a weapon in Comal County in 2020. One of those cases has already been disposed of. All while his Bexar County case languishes. 15 times it's been given a trial date. 15 times that day has come and gone without a jury being selected. Judge Frank Castro will preside over the trial. He has the largest active caseload of any felony court in Bexar County, according to the latest available judicial management data. Castro addressed the backlog in a written statement, telling us cases piled up during COVID court stoppages. Because of jail population concerns, cases with defendants who are incarcerated awaiting trial have priority. And he is required to dedicate a lot of time and attention to the county's Felony Veterans Treatment Court. For Zaltzman, she's forced to mark the milestones of others while waiting for closure.
I think about all her friends that are in their first few weeks of college. It's hard knowing that she didn't get to do any of these things that she wanted to do.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
And the general counsel for the district court says that Castro has made strides in addressing the backlog in recent weeks and that his pending caseload for indictments as of late last month was down to around 1,200. Sochting's next trial date is scheduled for October 18th. A court employee for Judge Castro said that staff is trying to line up sign language interpreters.
Certainly justice delayed. Live cam outside, 79 degrees out there. Our friend Adam Caskey back from Florida.
Nice to have you back.
It's good to be here.
Obviously, you saw a lot of devastation.
Yeah.
But you also talked about the smell.
Yeah, it's things I weren't expecting. The odor, of course, inside my in-laws' house for one right away. It's like, the smell of low tide.
Yeah.
But it's that times 10 plus, like sulfur and almost dirty diaper. And then dead fish everywhere.
This is in Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, Florida. Yeah, they're about 1.7 miles from the beach. They got the storm surge, right? About knee to hip deep in the house, depending on where you were.
Wow.
Anyway, they needed some help cleaning out, so that's what we did. and help clean out and get them onto the next step. All right, but let's talk about our weather around here. Well, I mentioned we have 2 cold fronts headed our way. The first one's going to hit tomorrow evening. Not going to have a big impact on our weather if you're looking for cooler temperatures. The second cold front is what you need to wait for. Take a look at our temperature trend here. I mean, we're talking low 90s, anywhere from about 89 to 92 tomorrow all the way through this upcoming weekend. And then by Monday and Tuesday of next week, a big drop off back down into the upper 70s for highs. So today, 87 our high temperature, the average being 84. So we're going to see a string of days here the rest of this week through the weekend where we'll be well above average, a good 5 to 10 degrees above average. Right now, we're slipping into the 70s, Uvalde 74, Gonzales 77, Pleasanton at 79, Rock Springs down to 68 along with Fredericksburg right now. And for the most part, though, mid to upper 70s. Officially 80 at the airport in town, but you get to Stinson on the south side, it's 78. So tomorrow morning, we'll start the day generally in the upper 60s. Helotes 68, Seguin, New Braunfels 68. You get into the hill country, Comfort 64 along with Bandera. Then by the afternoon, we crank it up a bit. We're talking low to mid 90s. Seguin 95, Floresville 94, Rio Medina 93. Officially in town about 92, 93 for the high temperature. But you will notice a change in the humidity behind this first of 2 cold fronts that arrives tomorrow evening. Dew point right now at 61. It's on the rise. It's going to really get muggy throughout the night, and you'll notice the humidity first thing in the morning. Now it's not all that bad. It's, muggy out there, but it's not oppressive. By tomorrow morning, you'll really notice it. And then the cold front hits, and it's going to sweep away all humidity with dew points down in the 40s likely for Thursday and Friday. And I even think some dew point readings even lower than that. So Thursday and Friday, behind the front number 1, no humidity. You're not going to notice it. Then the humidity rebounds for the weekend and gets swept away again by that second cold front as we get into next week. Here's the cold front. It's off to the north right now, and not a lot of shower activity along it as you see it progress through the day, through the northern plains and prairie land of North Dakota, South Dakota, even Nebraska. With it, a 10% chance of a shower for us. We also have Tropical Storm Carl now in the Gulf of Mexico. It's in the Bay of Campeche. See this big, broad swirl. It's trying to throw some shower activity toward Brownsville. It's just not really making it there. There's a lot of rain, of course, within this. It's out of the range of the radars right now. So you look at the visible, or I should say the infrared satellite imagery, wide-ranging system. Most of the convection on the east side of it here. Max sustained winds at 40 miles per hour, gusting up to 50. It's just going to drift around there in the Bay of Campeche the rest of this week, and then make landfall most likely as a tropical storm Thursday into Friday somewhere near Veracruz. Around here, 10% chance of a shower tomorrow evening, and then about a 20 to 30% chance with that second cold front Sunday into Monday. Tomorrow we start the day at 68 with clouds, then sunny, 92, the high temperature, and a southwesterly breeze at 5 to 10. There are those low 90s the rest of this week, and then with that next front, at least a bigger dent in temperatures, but unfortunately we can't drum up good rain chances quite yet.
That's what we need.
And we do.
Thanks, Adam. All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Thank you. Hi, Greg.
Hello there.
So the Spurs, do they finally get a win?
We need rain and we need wins, and we're not finding very many when it comes to the Spurs in this preseason. When we come back, do they get their first victory in Salt Lake City, Utah, their final road game before the regular season tips off? And now there's a police report following this incident in the NFL last night. Coming up. The final road game of the preseason of the Spurs as they take on the Jazz in Utah tonight. Look who's back with a happy birthday. Keldon Johnson turns 23 today. Johnson back after dislocating his right shoulder last month. Looks like he's ready for the regular season. Gets into the lane for the bucket. Keldon from behind the arc for 3 of his 10 first quarter points. And then how about Josh Primo making his preseason debut as well? Check out the crossover to get into the paint. And he gets that to fall plus the foul. Spurs up by 13 after 1. Trey Jones finds a cutting Jakob Poeltl, and he throws down the jam. Spurs led 63 to 47 at the break. Let's head to the scoreboard to see if that has gone final. And the answer is yes, just went final. 111-104. Spurs get that first preseason win.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys face their biggest challenge of the season when they travel to Philadelphia to try and become the first team this season to beat the Eagles. The Cowboys will be 4.5-point underdogs. And remember what happened this past weekend when the Cowboys were 5.5-point underdogs to the Los Angeles Rams. Head coach Mike McCarthy responded, "We are nobody's underdog," and his team responded against the Rams. But many feel that the Cowboys will need their doomsday defense and Dak Prescott to return if they have a shot at beating the Eagles, who have won 5 in a row to start this season. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones provided us this update on his star quarterback today during his weekly radio show.
He's certainly doing the kinds of things medically that you want to do. That is the indications, the x-rays, all of that, having tremendous improvement. But can he spin the ball? We know Dak Prescott can play, and we know he'll be ready to play the minute he gets a chance to go in the game. Can he spin the ball? We'll see.
All right, as for Micah Parsons' groin injury, he was able to fight through that against the Rams and still score 2 sacks. Jones says they will see how he's able to work out tomorrow as well, but expects him ready to play. Kickoff is at 7:15 on Sunday night in Philadelphia. Raiders wide receiver Devontae Adams is apologizing today after this incident last night. He shoved a cameraman while walking off the field following a last-second loss, 30-29, to the Chiefs after he accidentally collided with his own teammate. Adams shoved him with both hands after the photographer accidentally crossed in front of him as he was leaving the field. The photographer has filed a police report. The Houston Astros hosting the Seattle Mariners in Game 1 of the ALDS. Houston down 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Alex Bregman at the plate with 1 on, and Bregman sends the pitch over the left field wall. Houston has a little life going to the 9th, down 7-5. Yordan Alvarez has a chance to be the hero. 2 men on, 2 outs for Alvarez, and he comes through with a walk-off 3-run home run to right. Houston pulls off the improbable comeback to take Game 1 8-7. High school volleyball and water polo playoffs next. Big high school volleyball showdown in New Braunfels tonight. District 27 6A lead. 4-1 Unicorns hosting 4-1 Steel. New Braunfels up by a set, rallying in the second. Bailey Scott is there for the block as Unicorns come back from 6 down to tie the set at 23-all. Steel answers back. Katana Tufuli sends a spike to the back line. That's the Knights wins a crazy second set, 29-27. But New Braunfels takes control from there. Maddie O'Gorman gets another block for the Unicorns. They take the next 2 sets, 25-18, 25-17 to win the match 3-1, prove to 5-1 in district. All right, same district. San Marcos also 4-1, taking on Clemens on the road tonight. Rattlers rolling in the first set. Liana Guerra spikes it to the corner for a 14-7 lead. Clemens answers quickly. Cameron Clay over to Isabella Andrews for the cross-court kill. It makes it a 4-point game, but San Marcos pulls away. Milena Perkins gets up for the block. San Marcos takes the first set 25-14, but Clemens rallies to win the match 3-1. Boys water polo teams begin their first playoff runs tonight. Clark facing Canyon, battle the Cougars. Clark jumps out to the early lead. Evan Crowley spins and centers for Cole Fox, who fires it past the keeper for a 3-0 lead. Then a few plays later, they strike again. Tristan Clark leading the break finds Crowley, who puts one in on the one-timer. Clark cruises to a big win in their playoff opener, 34-4. Next 2 teams in the water. Alamo Heights taking on Marshall. Rams get on the board first. That is Reed Rinche gains possession after a foul, lobs it over to the goalkeeper's outstretched arms for the opening goal. 1-0 Marshall. Mules answer back. Vance Matthews shot ricochets off the goalpost right to Derek Montoya, who stuffs it in to cap a 5-goal run. Mules win it 19-5. We have more high school sports highlights tonight on our website at KSAT.com.
With the Lions Club, our motto is we serve, and we know we can do that better if we do it with other people and together.
All right, our friends at Northside Lions Club making their annual donation to the Society of St. Vincent de Paul today. They've been so supportive in the past with our golf tournament. Today, continue that support with their generous donation.
We are so grateful that you joined in our ministry of giving and supporting with love and compassion, following in our founder, Frederick Ozanam, and our blessed Saint Vincent de Paul. So thank you for your contribution in behalf of our 54 conferences in Southwest Texas and our board members and 1,800 Vincentian volunteers. We greatly appreciate that.
And it would be Cowboys season unless we presented the society with our annual camp board signed by those we interviewed during training camp, including Dak Prescott and team owner Jerry Jones. How about that? Hopefully they'll use that to raise even more money for Society St. Vincent de Paul.
It's a great organization.
It's super and really helps people who need it the most.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after this.
That's it for the Nightbeat. GMSA comes your way at 4:30.
Have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow.